Hey there, welcome to my channel where I hope that sharing my inspirations will inspire you. This video is sponsored by Team Play over on Patreon. Lisa, Laura, Kat, Trina, thank you so much for making this possible. I will put the link to my Patreon page down in the description below. Please take a look and consider helping me spread hopeful, artful inspiration. This is part 2 of the Columbia Art League Sketchbook Show Sketchbook Tour. Say that 5 times fast. I dare you. If you would like to see part 1, I'll make the card appear over here. Otherwise, on with part 2. Next spread, I played with some fish shapes again. I do like it on this black paper. Mentioned before, it reminds me of, I think, David Planeta. He has an Instagram account, and most of his art that I've seen anyway has this very kind of mysterious atmospheric quality, depicting kind of unusual things like a fish swimming through a forest, and that's kind of what this one put me in mind of. It doesn't really look like it, the perspective is not the same, but that's what I was thinking of. Last spread, playing with transparency. On the fish fins in the previous one, you can kind of see, or trying to hint of seeing through and behind what's behind the fins, I guess. Anyway, I played with that a little more with this ribbon exercise. I think I got pretty close. This one, there was a flower, one of those long trumpet-shaped flowers, and they're all twisted up as buds, and they slowly unwind. And this one reminds me of one of those vampire squid that you are seeing at very deep depths in the ocean. So anyway, they're kind of billowy and very weird shaping. Got some crystalli. I'm not sure what butterfly they're from. I think this one is a morning cloak, but I'm not 100% sure. And this one was just absolutely amazing with these fins off the back. But I left it as line art. I'm getting happier with my line art. I think it is getting better at depicting, or I'm getting better at depicting volume with just lines. All right, did this one live stream, so you can see that over on my Instagram if you would like. And then just line art of a pitcher plant beside it. I love these little, looks like teeth. And just left that one as line art too. And then some crystals, working on depicting transparency through the crystals. You'll have some faces that are reflecting the light and some that which is passing right on through. And it seems to be a case of just getting those values right. Beetles and Bugs. I love beetles, just all of their different amazing shapes. The hardest part is that symmetry, and I know I didn't quite nail it, but I think I got pretty close. And this is a lacewing bug. They're very, very tiny, itty bitty things, but they have this amazing upper part to their body that is like, well, it reminds me of stained glass in a way. I didn't spend enough time on it to really start to get that, but the line work was there, so I was happy with that. More fish. Big old fancy goldfish with the way their bodies kind of flow. This kind of hook to it, I think, is really pretty. Though I can't imagine that it's good for the fish. And then my spiraling thoughts on paper here. I'm just playing with almost a Zentangle-like, with just a little bit of shading, and then this one has more background to it, which I kind of like that too. Looking for a way to kind of marry this look and this look, and then the realism into something that's I don't know, a bit more me, like this. This one started out as just the eye, and then I played with doing some swirls around it, so it doesn't quite have the flow that this one does, because I had that in mind when I started this one. And so I think it has a better balance to it overall, but I like the shading on this eye better. It's a little more atmospheric, a little softer. These two faces, I love them side by side. There's a story there. I don't know what it is, but I can imagine there's a story. Didn't quite get her like I wanted, but it was close enough. These I don't measure. You know, when I'm in my sketchbook, I don't want to get too fussy. This is just to let it flow and see what happens. And this is what happened on this spread. I like his jaw though. I really like this, the contours of this jaw. Didn't get the lips quite right. And then last but not least, the last spread I did yesterday. When I'm videoing this, it was the day before today, the live stream on Instagram, so you'll be able to see it there as well, about an hour. And then I spent time off and on during the day just playing with the values and pushing them. I'm pretty happy with it, how this is just kind of a barely blushing in some areas and then darker in others. And then just continuing the lines of the leaf points out. Here is the leaf I used as a reference, and I'll put it down in the, not the comments, but the text below the video. There is a video on YouTube on Stan Prokopenko's channel, where he interviews a guy who talks about using the reference sandwich. So, you know, either you start with a reference, then put it aside and work on your art, and then bring it back and see what, you know, little things you can pick up from your reference. So reference, no reference, reference. Or you go the opposite way. You start without a reference and, you know, see what happens. And then look for references to add detail. So you use reference, and then you put them aside, cast them aside, how dramatic. You put them aside and go back to just your art. So art, reference, art, or reference, art, reference. So sandwich of sorts. And either way, it kind of frees you up to let the art be its own thing and be inspired by the reference and not chained to it as much. So anyway, I used that on this one where I actually traced this leaf. Let's see, I think it was something right about there, yeah. See, so I traced this leaf loosely and then put it aside and started refining the lines like I would if I had freehanded that leaf. So the last page just has my little phrase, nunca te rindas, never give up, and then my signature. And that is the whole sketch. All right, that's the whole sketchbook, short and sweet. I loved it. Thank you for watching this video. I will put the card to part 1 up over here, just in case you don't want to scroll back through the whole video to see that. If you do one more favor for me before you leave, please click the like and subscribe buttons. I'm getting so close to my first 100 subscribers here on YouTube, which means I can fix that ugly URL up there. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you later.